giving those with disabilities opportunities to live on their own rather than being required to move into a costly care facility. State Representative Maurice West announces a team-up with RAMP and the Illinois Network of Centers for Independent Living to announce the Home Modification Program. The $7.5 million grant will assist those living with disabilities by providing funding for modifications to be installed, allowing individuals to remain in their homes instead of moving into care facilities.
Their homes could be a sanctuary or a barrier. We got together, we brought members from disability communities from throughout the state to put the language together, and we got it to the finish line. And so here we are, money is now being allocated and people are able to apply.